let's continue in Stars and Time. It's day 4. We're on the 5th loop. So yes, we're gonna do some stuff. Oh, I did take some notes. I do remember that. I took notes in between streams because we just did a new loop and we started back in town. So I need to do stuff. Yes. I think I loaded save number 2, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, I did. So, save 2, we need to talk to the person with bonding earrings. And we need to talk to the person about the book series. It's number 68. And then there's a crying key on the 2nd floor of the castle, which we missed at some point. So I'm going to refer to that list as we kind of continue this. I don't know what I'm doing with my camera placement. I think that's good enough. We'll just deal with that. So yeah, let's get to that. Let's go into town. Speak to whoever we have to. Cyphren, you're up. The usual, please. Hey, Mira. Hey, Cyphren. Oh, wait. How do I... There you go. It was alright. I'm glad. Sounds like an amazing idea. Yes. I always remember things. Yes. Okay, cool. We're caught up. You're not who I need to speak to. I need to speak to you. You know, the end of the world is fine and all, but I only have one regret. I won't be able to know what happens to Lord Josephandre in the final issue of the whatever castle. The last one you've seen is... Oh, I don't have to memorize that. It's the final issue, issue 68? No. That's when Pierre-Jacques Ernest, in an act of self-sacrifice, destroyed his castle to save Lord Josephandre. Oh. You just spoiled it for me. Oh, Lord Josephandre, I hope you're okay. Aw. Okay, so we still haven't found the latest issue. So that's good to know. We're gonna have to come back to here later at some point. Yes, I need to talk to you about your earring. Hello. Welcome to my home, complete stranger. Oh, you're one of the people traveling with that Mirabelle, aren't you? One of the saviors. Yes, I like going into strangers' homes, don't we all? Since you're here, can you help me? I'm trying to figure out which necklace to give my lovely, wonderful, beautiful wife. She stops what she's crafting and shows you 2 necklaces, one with round beads, one with teardrop-shaped ones. Next to her, her wife is not moving an inch. We're gonna, I don't know, the teardrop. You're right, I think she'd be happy about this one. She gently attaches the necklace around her wife's neck and looks at her for a while. Different necklace, same reaction. Why even ask then? Work. Hey, make sure to defeat the king tomorrow, okay? I'd like to ask my wife which one she'd actually prefer. Yeah, you'll definitely be able to save everyone with this power you have. So she'll definitely be able to ask which necklace she actually prefers. Good luck tomorrow. Wait, I thought we could talk to you about the bonding earrings or something. Okay, I guess we're not talking to her about it. I thought we unlocked some sort of dialogue. Okay. That's cool. That's cool. I don't think we need to go to the store or anything. Let me talk to Starlight, is that its name? Isabeau's here probably wondering what favor to ask the tree. Cyphren! You're iconic. Boo! That's how it has to be, Cyphrin. Anyway, I was just looking at the favorite tree. Isn't this tree cool? Joke time. Yes, it is. You could say it's a pretty tremendous tree. I love that we're still laughing. He did the hand thing again. You're too curious. You'll have to ask later. Oh. Yes, we're just gonna... Oh, let's ask him. What's up with the hand thing? The hand thing? What? You do the same gesture he does every time you talk to him at this time. Bringing your hand up towards his shoulder and then sharply taking your hand back. Isabeau looks at your gesture confused. Then suddenly stills. Well, I was trying to touch your shoulder as like a bro thing. Huh? But I remembered you don't like to be touched. I remembered mid-move, so I didn't touch you. So it's okay. Sorry. He was trying to touch your shoulder. You're not sure how to react to this. See, this is why I didn't do it. Because you do that face every time people try to touch you. I'm sorry. I try to remember. Okay, you're confused, but it feels like he thinks you don't want to be touched. You don't want to think about this anymore. No! Anyway. No, touch me. I like you. I like you a lot. Hey, Stardust. Oh yeah, I guess I should do a little recap for those of you who aren't too aware of this game. First of all, thank you so much to Player2 PR for the game key. I should flash that on screen so that y'all can see that at all times. Thank you, thank you. Okay, so a little recap about what's going on. So we're stuck in a time loop. We're basically trying to save the world with our friend Mirabelle, who's basically the chosen one. This is a story about a group of friends. We're all going to this king's mansion / castle type of situation, and it's basically we're going through a dungeon-y type of moment. And the cool thing is that the time loop feature is used often in case like we go into a room and there's a trap there that kills everyone, and we can go back and next time we can catch the trap, for example. And then there's been another situation recently where we went into a particular room, and then when we left that room, the room got like we got locked out of it or something. So, and then we realized there was a key in there and that we didn't find. So then we had to go back and find that key. So it's basically a lot of like 2 steps forward, 1 step back kind of thing with this game, which is really cool. It sounds like it wouldn't be from my description, but it's actually really neat because, like, for example, that dude we just talked to about like the 68th issue of this like series that he's reading, we actually have been finding different magazines throughout the castle, and we're like, oh, let me take a mental note of this so next time I see him I can ask him about it. So it's really cool. There's a lot of tiny little bits of like tiny little nuggets of info that gets dropped here and there. We just now had an interaction with Isabeau, one of our friends, where every time we talk to him, he does this thing where like he reaches for our shoulder, and we never like thought about it, but this time we asked him about it, like, hey, what's up with that? Why do you do that? So it's cool that even you can kind of almost like reshape the relationships and interactions you have with the characters. Like one minor one from earlier on in the game was when our friend was like, oh, we should do like a sleepover kind of thing, it would be fun, and we didn't like do a great reaction to it, and we're like, oh no, she's sad about it, oh no, I must do a bigger reaction. So every time we come back and loop again, we always give her like a good reaction so that she isn't sad about that. Like it's small little things like that where we can kind of improve our relationship. So in this case, I also took notes from last stream because apparently there's a key we missed on the 2nd floor called the crying key. So that's also another thing that is pretty cool about this, because there's always a little bit of backtracking, but it doesn't feel like that. We can always skip like if it's the exact same dialogue, we can easily skip that as well, so we don't have to like It doesn't have to be necessarily repetitive, so that's pretty cool too. So yeah, you're pretty much caught up. It takes you a lot of time, doesn't it, to loop back and talk to me? It sure does. It's fine. Is it? It's fine. Uh-huh. But I wonder if... Yeah, that's a good idea. How about I teach you a special craft skill so you can talk to me whenever? A craft skill to talk to Loop even when you're not near them? That seems impossible. Only because you don't know the specific hand shape for it. Huh? Yes, Stardust. A fourth hand shape, so you can talk to me whenever. Are you interested? A fourth hand shape? Is it like a phone shape with your hand? If anyone would know about this, it would be someone like Loop. You nod. Great! Alright, are you ready? You nod again. So take your hand and make a fist. You do so. Then you're going to raise your thumb and little finger. It's going to be the phone gesture. Raise thumb, raise little finger. And keeping your hand in that shape, you're going to put your hand next to your face with the thumb to your ear and the little finger to your mouth. That's the secret hand shape no one knows about. Interesting. You've never heard about this, but you have a bad memory. You may have just forgotten it. And then the very last step. There's more? There is, Stardust. You just have to think very loudly. Boy, I sure wish I could talk to Loop right now. Now, that part just sounds silly. Yes, that's definitely the silly part of this ritual. And that's it. Now you can call me whenever. Well, mostly whenever. It might not work sometimes, especially if you get too far. And we won't be able to chat very long or anything, so you'll still need to come whenever you want a breather or need to chat. But now I can help you out and give you hints whenever. Or if you want me to put it another way, you've just learned the skill Call Loop. You can call me anytime to get some precious hints. To call me, just go into your craft menu and select Call Loop. Easy as pie. Ow. Teehee. Alright. Now that you're here though, how can I help you on this wonderful new loop? Questions. Actually, we don't have a question right now. They wave at you excitedly. You awkwardly wave back as you go. Perfect. Wonderful. I don't think there's anything we need to redo from this early on. I guess it doesn't hurt for me to quickly check everything, I guess, or see if there's a conversation that I missed or something. Welcome to the library. Anything about time? Oh, cool, there's a new interaction. Time? We have a book about clocks somewhere. Not really what you're looking for. You let it go. Okay, cool. Huh, interesting. Let me see if there's any new interactions then. You're not from Vorgard, that's the rumor at least. I'm from Poteria, came to Vorgard. You talked to them before. Well, you've been to Poteria once, so... I've been to Poteria once. Oh, is that so? How did you like it? Very good plays. A fellow theater fan. Nice. You gave each other a nod, as fellow theater fans do. Is that a thing? Any theater fans in the audience? Can you confirm or deny that? I believe it. Anything new, Mirabelle? Hi, Cyphrin. You need anything? No, I know where everyone is. We're good. I think I'm just gonna go. I don't think we missed anything from this particular section, so we can just skip on along to the sleepover. Cyphrin, you're here. Yes, 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 that's me. Food time. You ate all the food on your plate and more, but you're still hungry. You try not to show it though. We'll stay with you, Mira, for as long as you can. Friendship. Isabeau is whispering your name. Oh, are we gonna get a new interaction? Turn around and listen. Hey. The thing I have to tell you is that I don't have anything to tell you right now, but I will. Okay, that's very ominous. It's not meant to be. I ship it. I ship it. Cyphren and Isabeau, I ship it. I'm sorry, I do. I can't help it. The house's gate. Let's get to the house. That's what it's called. I call it a castle. I call it a mansion. It's just a house. We just call it a house around here. I think things are supposed to like sparkle a certain way if we've already done it or if it's like important. All right, we're back. Let's just skip it. She'll be fine. We don't need to do the tutorial again. Cool. I hope it doesn't take us too long to I hope it doesn't take us too long to whatchamacallit. I forget the word. To catch up with where we were, you know what I mean? It shouldn't. It shouldn't take too long. Cool thing is that we get to keep our abilities in every equipment and all that stuff, so that's pretty neat. We don't have to necessarily redo it all. I am very excited. I have like, I don't know if last year I had this, and if I just keep telling y'all every year that I have a good feeling or whatever, but I actually have a really good feeling about next year. I'm excited. I'm heading into the new year with like a very big intent on like experiencing new things, experiencing things for the first time and all that stuff. Like I'm very, very excited for the new year with that in mind. If I can, I'm gonna avoid fighting, to be honest. Yeah, we can save. So yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited for the new year. I'm excited to play a lot of games for the first time. I'm excited to watch movies that I haven't seen, yet for the first time, and experience TV series that have always been recommended to me but I've never seen. A lot of stuff like that, like anime and even books. I'm not much of a reader, but you know, that could also be a thing that I do more of this upcoming year, you know. I'm pretty sure we can find some sort of chain. Ding ding. Yeah, we have the pendant back, but I think we can also find a chain later on, so we can actually maybe make a little necklace or something. I don't know. I forget if there's anything. Yes. Circle key, Thank you, thank you. We already know about the Circolinas. Key time. Yeah, this is the deadly pillar. Press the switch. No big deal. We slayed. Yeah, let's go, everyone. We get to look cool in front of our friends. Because they don't know that we already know what's going on. I don't remember where this key was. But that's okay. I wonder if it's been easier for me to avoid like the enemies or something. But yeah, one thing about this year that I've oh shit, I know the answer. What's this room though? I think it may be a storage room. Yes, we already know that. If we had remembered to ask, I did. No, I know the answer. Storage room. What? Well, let's go inside then. They were not expecting us to know that. I wonder if they're gonna get suspicious at some point about my like ability to like, you know, because I feel like at some point they're gonna be like, wait, how do you know this like first try? How do you know how to do that? How did you know the word for that? You know, like I think. Okay, we had another cute interaction I had forgotten about. I am definitely not looking around me. I'm admiring the view instead. So tell me if I'm about to run into something dangerous. Whoa. Keep Isabel from running into the life-ending tears. Huh? Oh yeah, because we didn't have the conversation yet. And we also don't have the thing that we need. To get over it. It's actually kind of annoying that we have to do it all over again. I'm not gonna lie, it's actually kind of annoying. Are we supposed to just use scissors? Is that what it is? Yes. That is exactly what we must do. Get it, Bonnie. Oh, she's helping us. Cool. Oh yeah, that little scene reminded me of the Persona 4 like team up attack that they do. And oh my god. Y'all, I finally did it. I finally beat Persona 4. It took me so long. I wonder if I can use that here. Yes. Because there's something down here, right? It worked. Bye-bye, tears. Bye. Ow. You hit your hip on the counter again. Ooh. And Cypherin, did you really hit the counter and say, yeah? You did. Yes. Scythe. Cat Scythe. Cat Scythe. Oh, we just admitted to doing it this time. That's cute. Kitchen closet. You open it and find the egg key. No time. There's an egg. Oh yeah, there was drama about them eating crab. And Bonnie just goes, crab. I guess they have a thing against crabs. So there's that. But yeah, I finally beat Persona 4. It took me over 100 hours. I don't think I've ever played a game. Well, that's not true. Well, maybe not an RPG. I don't know. That game, it's not very often that I spend over 100 hours in a game. And that game was so long. I was so ready for it to be done. To be honest, I was kind of over it. I'm not even gonna... I think you just hit a point. I played... I didn't play the original PS2 version. I played the version that's on Steam, right? And that version just has like extra content, right? It has like extra like characters and relationships you can have and all this stuff. And I didn't really particularly live for that character. I didn't particularly live for many of the characters, actually. And so there's a point where you solve like the main story, right? Like there's it's basically a murder mystery sort of thing, and then you figure it out, and then after you figure it out, the game just like continues. And to me, I was sort of like, oh, like we figured it out, the case is over, like it's time to wrap it up, girls. Like, what are we doing? Like, I don't, you know. So I wasn't really here for it especially after that, right? Because it felt very like fillery. Like, okay, it's time to spend more time in this game than you have to. So yeah, and it's a whole thing because I maxed out my relationship with the character that was added in Persona 4 Golden. Then there was like an extra dungeon at the end, so it was like a whole thing. And I was just ready to move on, you know. I was just ready to move on. It was one of those things where, as much as I like the game itself as like an entity of a video game, it's cute, it's fine, I liked it. There were many storylines that I didn't appreciate, and there were many situations that I did not like in that game. But I really did dig how that game worked, as far as like how it was a mixture of like, you know, a visual novel and you're like, you know, a day-to-day kind of sim thing where like you're going to school and then you have to like navigate, you know, relationships with your friends and hanging out with them, and then studying, and then increasing like your stats like courage and all that stuff, and then occasionally going into dungeons if you want to do like side quests or if you want to grind or whatever. So it's actually kind of neat. Doing all of that is actually kind of neat. Oh, ads. We're not really doing anything that interesting at the moment. We're just kind of catching up. So if there's some ads, then you're not really missing out on much. But yeah, I think Persona 4 is definitely very interesting concept-wise. I think the way that they do it, or the way that they go about it, and some of the themes and some of the stories just didn't get handled in the best way, which was kind of annoying to me. But I am willing to try like Persona 5, Persona 1, Persona 2. I'm actually very intrigued to play like one of the OG Persona games just to get an idea of like how the series evolved since, or like how the series evolved since the beginning until, you know, Persona, the Persona 3, 4, and 5 that everyone is more aware of. I actually have never played Persona 3 or 5, which I am willing to at some point. I know they're just remastering the third one, so that might be a point of interest to me at some point. I do have 5 Royal in my thing, my wish list, so I'll probably get it on sale at some point. It's not really a priority to me, if I'm gonna be super honest with you. Is this the second floor? It doesn't tell me, but I do have a key to get on the second floor. So I hope that I didn't miss it again. I hope the game would like warn me about it if I were to like miss it. Big ball head. Big ball head. Something is happening. Oh yeah, it's flashing the symbol. Something appeared for a second on the big ball head. That was a scissors sign. Does it mean something? You can probably assume that it's its current craft type. If you need help, let me know and I'll analyze the enemy. I'm pretty sure that's exactly what that is. Let's make ourselves faster. Oh wait, did we already have a boost? It's a scissors type, so we're gonna have to do rock. Yeah, we're gonna have to do rock. Oh. Hi, Monday. Not you, you're dying. Oh no, what's going on? Please don't die. That's no good. I sat through the ads for you. The one, oh no, you. I don't know what that ad was, but you got a hemorrhoid cream ad. That's just beautiful. That's beautiful. Am I doing something wrong? The sadness changed its craft type. Okay, now it's paper, so we need to use scissors on it. Anyway, hi. No itchy bum, thankfully. No itchy bum here to be found. Hopefully you feel the same. This game is really cute. I really adore everything about it, from like the art style to the writing, the fact that the fact that it's a turn-based RPG also helps. It's a simple system to get into, so that also helps. This game just has a lot of good things to it, you know what I mean? I was given a copy for it, so take that with a grain of salt or whatever, but I wouldn't lie to y'all about a game just to just to look cute or just to, you know, whatever. I forget. Yes, we can just use our regular attack. What are you up to? How's it going? I hope you've been well. I've been okay. I ended up accidentally taking like 5 days off. There was like a recent strike for the last couple days, and that added up to make it like an accidental 5-day moment. But I'm excited. I'm really excited to keep on streaming and to see how far I can make it in this game. I just want to play more games, to be honest. I'm not saying that in a way of like I can't wait for this to be done. I'm just saying like looking back at this year, a lot of it was like one-off games or games that I played for a little bit and then, you know... Oh shit, did it change its type? I must have not been paying attention. You've been barely opening up Twitch lately. I get that. I feel like I don't have any way. Well, I probably posted my Twitch recap last year, so I probably could have some sort of comparison. Oh, it changed to rock type. Okay, cool. Or it's weak against rock is what I'm trying to say. Sorry, what I was trying to say is this year just hasn't been I just haven't been like super active, I think. I was telling Passion this because we were both kind of talking about how we just don't use Twitch as much as we used to, and I was talking to her about like how like the custom tags just separated people more than united them, if that makes sense, because everyone, you know, there's like 5 or 6 different iterations of the LGBTQIA plus tag, because some people just do LGBT, some people do LGBTQIA, some people do LGBTQIA plus. Excuse me. Some people don't use that tag. Some people just use like the gay tag or trans tag or and then I was also talking to her about how it feels like ever since there was like an era of like advice channels being a thing, and they're still very much a thing. I feel like a lot of people are conditioned to being so similar. You see like people having very similar titles or title structures, a lot of people having like similar looking overlays and very similar ways of going about their streams and all that stuff. And I'm not saying that I'm like incredibly original or anything, because I'm not. What I'm saying is like oftentimes you go on Twitch and like you see like a sea of people streaming the same games or the same 5 games or whatever, because those are the games that are, you know, quote unquote popular or whatever. So it ends up like, I don't know, I just don't find that often Twitch isn't really pushing those like people who are doing anything different or interesting to me, because I also am not necessarily, I don't know, it's hard to explain, but it just feels like there's some sort of meta that people follow and makes it so that there's less people doing things that are different, because they're also not awarded for doing different things. You know what I mean? Like oftentimes you're not really incentivized to even like, for example, playing indie games. Like I feel like there used to be like a thing where a lot of people used to stream a lot of indie games, and I feel like nowadays people only stream like the more popular indies, because again, it's not very popular. They don't probably, they're just trying to get as many views as possible is what I'm trying to say, which is not a bad thing per se, because everyone's just trying to make a living. Everyone's just trying to, you know, whatever. Yeah, it's different. The vibes are different. It doesn't feel like it doesn't feel too much like a community anymore. It's very like, it's different. It's very, very different. Right? I think so too. Something shifted, and I feel like yeah, I mean, stuff shifted internally on Twitch for sure. I remember there was a bunch of layoffs. I remember their CEO is someone different even, you know what I mean? So it's like stuff has changed for sure, like from within, which definitely also changes the Twitch culture generally speaking. I feel like there used to be like a big emphasis on like stream teams, for example. I feel like there was a time where like if you were on a stream team, especially specific teams, like you were considered not necessarily a big deal, but there were definitely teams that were considered a big deal, that like a lot of people like wanted to be on those teams, and a lot of people wanted, and it felt like those teams were a big deal, and everyone was getting a ton of opportunities in those teams and all that stuff. And I'm sure there's still a little bit of that, but there's also not like a big, it doesn't feel as big anymore. And maybe it's just me that I'm not like as intertwined within the Twitch community, I guess. It's also because like I tend to follow people nowadays. I tend to find people who who are like doing something that like other people aren't really doing, or they're doing like something that I find interesting, or they're just kind of like doing their thing, you know. Even if they're doing something that other people are doing, they're kind of, they do it in a very specific way, or they do it in a way that I like, I guess. So yeah, I don't know where I'm trying to go with this conversation, but you know. I guess all of that to say that Twitch just hasn't been that appealing to me anymore. Like I just, every once in a while I do find new people, but it's not that I don't try. But because sometimes I do scroll through my recommended and stuff like that, but yeah, it's a lot of like similar things happening throughout. So yeah. There are a few people who kind of like do their own thing, and it's interesting to see also the people who are kind of new to Twitch, or they're on Twitch from a perspective of like they're also a YouTuber, so they see Twitch, so they're not like as involved within Twitch as like a community, and they're not like as involved in the meta of it, of like, you know, all the things that a lot of people do with like just chatting a little bit and then getting into a game and then raiding into another streamer and all that stuff. Like I feel like a lot, like it's cool to see people that are not like formatted to streaming, so they have like different perspectives and they go about it differently a little bit. So it's neat to see that, you know. So yeah. You fully agree. You've been trying to support some new streamers to you. Yeah, new streamers to you. Yeah. You came to Twitch for the community. Yeah, no, for sure. Like, I remember, so yeah, I remember when I got into, I remember getting into Twitch because it was easier to find queer people on Twitch than it was on YouTube. And so it was a really great way for me to, like, for example, I would find like one person who was queer, and then they would rate someone who was also queer, most likely. So that ended up being like a snowball effect of like, okay, this person follows this person. Okay, let me check them out. Or this person recommends that person. Okay, cool. Let me check them out. And then as like Twitch became a little better about that, like with communities being a thing, so you could search LGBTQIA+ and you would find like queer communities, and then the tags became a little better because it kind of like, you know, there was only one LGBTQIA+ tag, so everyone used it, and so you knew how to find everyone there. But then when they turned the tags into custom tags, it just, everyone's all over the place. People, you don't even as a creator, sometimes you're like typing out a tag and you're like, which one do I use? Because it's not even telling you, like, you know, it doesn't tell you which of the variations of it is the most popular or which of the variations people are searching for. So like, you have no idea. So like, for example, for reference, when you're on TikTok and you post a new video, if you use a hashtag, it tells, like, as you're typing it, it gives you a bunch of options, and it tells you like which tags get more views over others. So you're like, okay, I'm gonna use this one, then I'm gonna use that one because people are searching for that instead of this one. And sometimes it can be little things like Twitch streamer, Twitch stream, or like gamer, gamers. You know what I mean? Like sometimes it can change just like by a letter. You can be like, okay, this tag is better than the others. And Twitch doesn't have that, so and I think at some point also it's like, it's just so, there's just so many, everyone has a community, everyone has a Discord, everyone has like specific structures to their streams, and then next thing you know, you're in like 50 Discords, and you're like, and you can't actively engage in everything as much, and you can't actively engage as much in every single community in the way that you maybe you would want. So yeah. It's interesting. You're actually upset you missed the Glee season 1 and 2 ranking. Oh no. I haven't figured out how I'm gonna edit them. But I want to make them main channel videos. I can't just upload the full VODs anywhere because of the copyright. But I did record all of the streams. So I did season 1, 2, and 3 already of Glee. All the songs ranked. So I'll figure out a way. I'll figure out a way to wait, bad joke. What joke? I'll figure out a way to edit them in a way that they can be like their own separate videos. Copyright doesn't choke me out. And all that stuff. So I'm gonna try to upload them on YouTube at some point. So I do have them recorded, like I said, and I'm not gonna delete the recording, so they will be on YouTube at some point. Just a matter of when and how I'm gonna do it. Especially when you want to be considered and aren't in the inner circle. Yeah. Because sometimes when a community is established, it feels like there's like people who are kind of like the favorites, or people who already like, sometimes you get to a community and it feels like everyone's already friends and there's a ton of inside jokes and you're like, oh, I don't, okay. Cool. You know, like sometimes that happens too. I'm so angry the Girlicious video is only 5 minutes. Don't cut yourself down. I know. I actually really regret how that video turned out. I'm considering for the new year of just like unlisting everything and just like starting fresh. We're super close to that. No, I really regret how that turned out. I feel like that could have turned out so much better, but yeah, I'm not gonna delete it. I'm thinking of just unlisting everything because my channel feels like a mess at the moment. So I just kind of want to just treat it not like as a new channel, but like basically I'm gonna retire the VOD channel. I'm gonna make it like I'm gonna, instead of calling it Project Ruby VODs. No, it's not. You didn't cause anything. I'm just telling you, like, you know, you just brought up the topic. I would eventually talk about this. So don't regret it. I like I said, I might not do anything about it, but I'm considering changing my VOD channel to like an archive channel. So anything from like 2016 up until 2023 will be there. But then on my main channel, I'm gonna start uploading. Maybe I'm gonna start from this playthrough of In Stars in Time, and I'm just gonna have like full playthroughs on that, like basically my stream VODs on there. The copyrighted stuff is probably gonna be edited down, obviously. But I'm basically just gonna treat my main channel. I'm basically just gonna treat my main channel as like, not like a VOD archive sort of thing, but it's like, it's my channel. Whatever I do is gonna be on there, whether it's an original video, whether it's like a Twitch stream or an edited stream or a compilation, whatever it might be, it's gonna go there. So I'm excited to do that. I'm very, very excited to do that and almost treat it as like a new beginning to the channel, because I don't know, that channel feels a little all over the place. So I don't know what to do about it. So there's a lot of it where I'm like, do I want to just keep the gaming videos? Do I want to keep a part of me is like, do I want to unlist do I want to make everything public? It's like everything from like 2017, like when, not 2017, from like 2014 when I started. Like there's a part of me that is like, what if I just go through every single video of mine and I just like just make everything public? I don't know about that. I don't know if I will do it, but it's just that my channel feels so messy. I feel like there's a little bit of everything on there, which I feel like is a good thing, but it also makes me feel a little bit messy. The thing is, there's a lot of videos that I'm not proud of. There's a lot of videos that were like rushed, a lot of videos that I don't like how I look in them, videos that I don't like how the editing turned out, and a lot of that stuff. So I don't know if I'll ever, make every single thing public. But we'll see. Maybe I'll do a slow burn. Maybe I'll go through like all of the old videos and I'll watch everything back and I'll be like, okay, this one can stay, this one can stay, that one can stay hidden forever, like that kind of thing, I'll probably do a little bit of that, maybe. We'll see. You put so much thought into your content, I doubt anything is bad. A lot of it is pretty bad, I think. Like, because you have to think, like, when I started YouTube, I had no idea what I was doing. Like, I was inspired by other people who did YouTube, and I just wanted to do my own whatever, like, interpretation of what I was seeing other people doing, or my own twist on what other people were doing, or... Because obviously when you start streaming is because you already look up to other streamers, or when you do YouTube videos is because you already, like, you watch other people's YouTube videos and you're like, I could do that, or like I could do that in my own way, sort of thing, So I love that we're just kind of chatting right now. In the game, it's just background noise. A little kiki. I want to have a kiki. What was I saying? Oh yeah. So like obviously I learned a lot over the years, and I made a lot of mistakes with like editing, you know, the way that, you know, my on-camera presence or lack thereof, like a lot of things, right? So like obviously I'm not proud of every video that I've ever made, but a part of me is almost like I almost feel bad, like not erasing the history, but like being like, oh, I've been here since 2014, and like if you go on my channel you wouldn't know that kind of thing, you know what I mean? So I don't know, maybe I'll go back to like, and I'll go through every single one of my videos and I'll be like, okay, that one can stay, that one can go back up, that I'm not too mad about this one, and maybe I'll do something like that so that you get little tidbits of like of the Ruby lore, if you will. I don't know. I didn't rank that yet because I have Let's Have a Kiki was like season 4 or 5, so I haven't ranked that yet. Next time when I do season 4, I don't put that, well, I was gonna say I don't put that much thought into my content. I overthink everything, but I don't think too hard, I guess, about the execution of it. I don't know. It's hard to explain. Like I don't script my YouTube videos. I don't, yeah. I get ideas here and there, but you know, overthinking might kill me. Same, actually. S tier, obviously. Let's Have a Kiki was fun. We'll talk about it whenever I do that stream. I saw someone, I didn't know that was a thing that people did, but I thought it was very interesting. Because I've seen people do a thing where, this is on YouTube. I've always been more of a YouTube girl, I'm not gonna lie to you. I know I'm streaming on Twitch right now, but I've always been more of a YouTube girl. Anyway, I've seen people on YouTube, whenever they're a Twitch streamer, I've seen people do a thing where they have a VOD channel and then they have a main channel where they kind of like, you know, they kind of spruce up their videos, or like, for example, let's say someone played Final Fantasy VII for the first time. There's people who have like the VODs in like a separate channel, and then like the full streams, and then they, on their main channel, they kind of put up like an edited version of like their full experience, kind of like a highlight reel sort of thing, or like something along those lines. There's people who do so there's a lot of similar format in that sense of like a VOD channel and then like a main channel with like edited stuff. And that I kind of wanted to do that, and I've been kind of wanting to do that, but the thing is, first of all, I get overwhelmed by the sheer volume of hours that, for example, like a full playthrough of an RPG has, and me being like, oh shit, what do I cut out? What is relevant? What isn't relevant? I tend to overcut my videos a lot, so I end up cutting out stuff that to me is boring, irrelevant, whatever, and I end up like overcutting stuff out of them, so that's a problem. So, but another thing that I've seen people do, which is I think is really interesting, some people just use their main channel and they just upload a mixture of streams, VODs, edited stuff, whatever, so that's cool too. Something new that I've seen is people who stream on people who stream on YouTube, right? And let's say and then and on the same channel, because on YouTube now they separate everything, so you have like the videos, the live streams, and the shorts. Everything is like separate tabs, right? And one thing that I think is really neat is that some people do that on their, like, everything on the same channel. So like, for example, someone streamed like, I don't know, Yu-Gi-Oh! Forbidden Memories like 5 months ago, but then they turn that stream and they make like an edited little like one video thing about it like months later, and they just upload it on the same channel, but it's like as a video and not as a short and not as a live stream. So that's kind of cool, because like you can do that on the same channel, and there's like no timeline for it. So it's like, you know, you could have played that game 5 months ago, but like if you edit it up and if you spruce it up a little bit, and it can be its own video that's like, you know, 20 minutes or 30 minutes, and people can watch that instead of watching like a 3-hour stream. You know what I mean? So that's cool. The thing is, some people who do that, they have editors. So I know that dude who left Twitch to go on Ludwig. I don't really watch him. He's not like I'm not his target demographic, I guess. But I see that he does that too. Like, he will stream for like 3 or 4 hours, and then he has like, I'm assuming he has an editor who just turns the streams into like little moments and like standalone videos and stuff like that. And I'm like, that's actually really cool, because it can all kind of coexist in one channel. The channel itself like sorts everything out. Like, you can have the videos, the live streams, the shorts, everything is its own separate tab. So it's like, why not do that, you know? So I'm very, very interested in doing live streams on YouTube and Twitch. So I don't know how I'm gonna navigate that, and there's gonna be a trial period for that. The Glee stuff, like the music rankings, like K-pop, Glee, all of that stuff, I can only do on Twitch. So things could potentially shift in the new year when it comes to that. Like, maybe I could co-stream on Twitch and YouTube, like the gaming stuff, and then I just do Twitch for the copyrighted stuff, and then I just upload that as like an edited video on YouTube. I don't know. Or maybe I could just stream games on YouTube and only stream the music stuff on Twitch. I don't know. So we're probably gonna do a little test run of like, probably for the next playthrough that we do with Sonic Lost World is winning the poll, but if you haven't voted, you can vote. Whatever game wins the poll, I will play after this as like our next playthrough. So whatever game is next, I'll probably try to do 2 platforms at the same time. And I'll see how I feel about it, how I like it, if I don't like it, whatever the case may be. So yeah. But as far as I'm aware, Sonic Lost World is winning right now. So if y'all want to change that, get to voting. Ooh. Well, yes. I don't know. There's just so many people doing so many fucking cool things on YouTube, for example, and you're just like, damn, I want to do it all. Like, I'm always in awe of those people who like do like movie reactions and all that stuff, or like they just talk about, like, they watched a movie and they talk about it and all that stuff. Like, I always find that stuff so interesting. And I'm like, damn, I want to do it all, but then like I get overwhelmed. It's on Discord too, by the way. So if you just wanna go on Discord, you can vote on the you can find the link on the announcement stuff, and you can also find in the suggestions stuff. I did a bunch of polls there for people to vote on, like, the days and times and stuff that people want to see for the watch parties. So like for movie nights or anime nights or whatever, I'm doing some polls on Discord as well, so people can help me out when it comes to like making decisions on like what day would be cool, what times would be cool, and what type of stuff that you want to see. So yeah. Anyway, we're still playing a video game here. We're taking a break. Apparently last time we did this sequence, there was a coin flip and it landed on tails, but this time it landed on heads. So interesting, huh? Aw, too bad. Interesting. You now owe me. We were betting. You now owe me 1,000. 1,000 what? Books. Ugh, I can't believe this. Betrayed by a friend. We're not friends. We're associates. Not companions. Colleagues. Allies at best. Not even soulmates? I can't believe you've gone down to being an acquaintance now. No! What was the coin flip about, madame? Well, I asked the favor tree to make me win my next coin flip. Huh? Such a silly favor. Purely for scientific reasons. I was wondering whether this favor tree business had any truth to it. As you can see, it does. Oh! We've done this before and the result was completely different. So, yeah, the result was like, oh, the favor tree is a flop, whatever, and Bonnie got sad about it. But now we got a different outcome. That's cool. But that wasn't the best experiment to prove it. There's a 50-50 chance after all. You don't believe you won thanks to the favor tree? Not really. Call me weird, but I don't think a tree can grant favors. Oh no. Well, but Madame Odile didn't care about what she was asking, so why would the favor tree care, huh? If you want something to come true, it definitely will. You think so? Absolutely. Aww. You're glad to see Bonnie smile again. Aww. Okay, that's cute. She has a many snacks. Plantain chips. Oh, I'm glad you're here. Crunchy, delicious, and full of potassium. That's plantain chips. You all clap. Second snack is some boring but delicious cookies. Great sales pitch, Bonbon. Boring but delicious. Cookies, the taste of home. What kind of home is boring but delicious? Zah, you're weird. Well. And for our third and final snack, we are proud to present some onigiri. Onion jiri. You messed that one up on purpose. Yes, I have some onigiris for everyone. One of those Kabwan rice balls, right? Yup, rice. I love rice. You and every other kid on this planet, Bonnie Face. Now choose. Choose which one you want. Don't worry, I have enough for everyone. This time I take a cookie. There you go. Okay, cool. You say very loudly, "Thank you, snack leader, for this delicious meal." The result of the coin flip was different this time, so things related to chance are random. Good to know. After eating your snacks, everyone's health has been restored. Rice is life. I love rice. Yeah, we're gonna save again. I'm gonna save every chance I get, really. For my next BRB, I might make myself like a warm beverage. Okay, I'm trying to see if there's new dialogue options with anyone. Oh. Yes, please, Mr. Amazing, Wonderful, Funny Buff Isabeau. Huh? What? Isabeau was so surprised by what you said that he destroyed the cookie he was holding into 1,000 crumbs. No, not the cookie. Scythe, you can't just say that. I really have the heart of a delicate maiden, you know. You have to be careful with me. Poor guy, he's also devastated that the cookie was destroyed. Cute. Oh, the people in the house? Yes, well, they're most likely all frozen in time, aren't they? We haven't seen anyone yet, but maybe someone survived. Maybe the head housemaiden managed to. Tell me a joke, Cyphrin, please, to get my mind off of things. Joke time. I had a meeting with a plum. A plum, like the fruit? Yes, that meeting was fruitful. You finished the joke quickly to make sure she wouldn't finish it herself like she did last time. What? Oh, fruitful. I guess that's funny. She guesses? Failure. Okay, let's go. They're so cute. So there's a key. I'm assuming this is the second floor. It better fucking be. You need to play this. I 1000% recommend it. It's very easy to get into. It's not even with the time loop of it all, like, it's not super complicated. So it's just neat. I like it. I very much enjoy it. Oh, and also I was talking about how obviously I want to do more like full playthroughs, but obviously if a game just doesn't click, like if I end up like disliking a game, then you know, obviously I'm not going to force myself to play it all the way through, you know? Is that paper? You can definitely, yeah, you can definitely feel the love they put into it. It's just like very well crafted, very... It's a game that has a very specific direction, has a very specific vibe to it that yes, that's someone that she knows. But yeah, honestly with a lot of indie titles, you can definitely tell that they did exactly what they wanted to, and that it's like something that it's something that means a lot to them, or it's something that makes sense. Oh, sorry, Cyphrin. I just wasn't... Ha! Don't worry, you're good. We're used to your weird aversion to touch. Your what? Everyone is saying the same thing. I guess we're not aware that we kind of give off a vibe that we don't like to be touched. It's the second time someone made a comment about it. Oh, that's the office. Yes, there's a key here that we missed out on last time. Yes, yes, yes. So in one of my previous attempts, we didn't find the key, we left, and then we got locked out. Because we didn't find the key. So on the next loop we ended up being like, oh, there was a key in there, so let's look again, and it was like taped somewhere like that we wouldn't have found for our first attempt. So it's cute. The attention to detail is really really, really there. And you really have to. With a game that has to do with, like, you know, time loops and all of that stuff, like, you really have to pay a lot of attention to detail and make sure that it doesn't feel repetitive and that it feels rewarding and that the player enjoys the experience, right? Now you understand the context of this conversation, huh? Their fist is closed as if they're holding something. Could it be you try to get it out? Scythe? What are you? Their hand is frozen in time, but you managed to get the item out. It's a dark earring, same design as the one they're wearing on their left ear. Oh, this was the person that had the earring that we needed to talk to. It's a dark earring, same design as the one they're wearing on their left ear. You got the bonding earring. You put the earring on your pocket along with your souvenirs. Oh my. Oh crab. That's the other half. They didn't give it to their partner yet? We have to find their partner and give them the earring. Time to find their partner. Oh shit. Okay. Is this the partner? The librarian frozen in time. That's the librarian. Nope. The bookcase is filled with random books, from novels to picture books to massive research essays. Which book should you examine? Running from your problems. You open the book, no key. This book seems to be about how to get a better running posture and better endurance. Madame Odile could use this book, huh? What does that mean? Just that you're not very fast is all. And you get tired easily too. Maybe if you kids could stop running everywhere you go. Maybe if you kids stop running everywhere you go. Huh, Cyphrin. You quickly look away from her glare. It's okay, Dial. I can teach you how to run good. Yes, madame, take lessons from the kid who puts their arms straight behind them while running. I want to see you do it. Oh no, they're doing the Naruto run. It is a very interesting way to run, Bonnie. But why? Another kid in Bamboosh said running like that was aeronomic. Aeronomic? I don't know that Valgardian word. Me neither. What's it mean? It means the wind doesn't matter and I can go fast. It's aeronomic. Ah, do you mean ergonomic? No. Do I? I hope not. That's not how you use that word. It's not? Nope. But running like that makes me faster. Does it? It does. Okay. So Dial should run like this too. I'd rather not. Aww. I think she meant, I think they meant aerodynamic. The bookcase is filled with random books. Yeah, there should be a key in here though. Oh. You leave the books alone? No. It's probably in the key. There's a book about keys. The paper key. There you go. There you go. That was a very weak boo, Isabel. Yeah, I'm a silly prankster. Huh? You don't stumble this time, but you feel dizzy still. Felt like air around you warped and changed for a second. Oh, because I picked up a book that we already had. And so for a split second, there was like a time warp thing where like, because we get to keep our, like, whatever we get from each little playthrough, for each little loop you do, you get to keep some stuff. So that was one of the occasions where we already had the book, and so they saw us reaching to the book, and then they were like, oh, a book. And then like time kind of corrected itself, so there was like a shift there. I liked Chrono Trigger. Chrono Trigger was cute. Are you the partner? You're not the partner. They might be on the next floor. I'm pretty sure the key that we need is on the second floor, but I have no way of knowing what floor this is. So that's fun. Oh. A desk. On it is a notebook titled Mark Super Awesome, Great, Amazing, Super Cool Notebook. Do not touch. Out of disrespect, you open the super duper cool notebook wide. Oh, thank the stars it's here. It's the crying key. There you go. The keychain dangling from it is shaped like a crying mask. A key here? A mask, huh? This feels out of place. Was expecting a keychain shaped like scissors or something. You now know where the crying key is located. Sif? Looking at the key in your hand is making you realize the trap at the entrance, the key in the admin room, this key that you had to backtrack for. You're not very good at your job, are you? It's your job to look for traps, your job to see hidden things, and you failed at those multiple times. If you weren't looping, there's no way you would have been able to get this far. You'd have died for good right away, and possibly brought everyone down with you. You can't help but sigh. Aww. Someone pokes your hip gently. Hey, have a peach. Peach time? You take the peach and silently nibble on it. Aww. They probably saw us going through it a bit. You were silent for too long and made the mood awkward. Say something. Thank you, Bonnie. It's fine. You're a peach. Okay, no. Ew. Ha. I feel peachy again. Yeah. I don't know why I even worry about you sometimes. What? Anyway, key. Better get back to floor 3. You could walk around and get some experience, or you could just find a tier somewhere and loop forwards. God, I'm not gonna do that. Oh, well. Actually, that doesn't sound like a bad idea at all. Look at them. Look at their little running animation. They're so cute. Let me loop forwards. There you go. Yes. You wake up. You dreamt about thousands of lights. It felt nostalgic. Do we have the key then with us? Crying key. Okay, perfect. This game should just be called Anxiety. No. Honestly, it's very chill. Because like whatever you do wrong, you can always correct in the next loop. So it's, and the game is very obvious about like where you should be looking and stuff like that. So like it's not at all, it's very, very chill. Bonnie seems to be thinking hard about something. We'll save your sister. Huh? Oh. Yeah, I know. Any new dialogue? You point to them. Nails. We're gonna be okay. I hope so. You might even say, oh no. We could die today, huh? I've had a good life. You won't die today. I won't let you. Ooh, apparently. No, I don't. Sorry to be the one to tell you this, but you do. Your cheeks get all big and round like a cute hamster. Isabeau, yeah? Stop saying cheeky. Okay. Are you ready? Yes. Oh, I could have saved. And I forgot. That's fine. Wait. Do you hear that? That sound, that's... yeah, that's the king or whatever. There's a key on the floor. Empty key. Well, judging by its location, I'm guessing this is the key for the gate just ahead, but it's not, is it? The gate is covered in some sort of thread. It doesn't seem locked, but you're not sure the key you picked up would be useful here. The thread is so strange, I can't seem to move it aside. Frozen thread seems to be covering the rest of the floor too. Can we cut it? Ah, stars. You didn't remember to stop them in time, and now the kid has a knife. Aya! Not the vague dialogue hitting my heartstrings. I'm sorry. I'm at a point where you can skip the dialogue that you've already done. So I'm just skipping stuff that isn't like the same. Did you break my dagger, darling Bonnie? No. No, I promise. Oh, it actually isn't. That's good news. So scary, Scythe. His dagger isn't broken, but it didn't seem to have done anything to the thread. It did something. The thread is slightly dented here, so a sharper knife could do the trick, maybe? I suppose either way we could explore this. We should explore this floor more. Before you start walking, Bonnie tugs on your cloak. Sorry, Fran. Wow, they must really feel bad. An apology from you? Magnificent. I mean, not funny, Cyphrin, you crab. A knife, huh? Okay, cool. I think we're vaguely caught up to where we were last time. It's cool that you can loop forwards, so you don't have to like redo stuff that you've already done multiple times, you know? That's cool. Because you just know if this was an older game, you would have to like do it over and over and over and over again. So I'm glad that's not the case. Ooh. The door is locked. Keyhole shaped like a smiling mask. Okay, I have to go to the right. Ooh. I'm trying not to fight all of them. Oh, big hands. Not me yawning. Oh no, they're so tiny. Break, break. Make them shake and quake a bit. I have no idea what to play on my own time now. Like now that I'm done with Persona, I'm like, what the hell do I play now? Like a part of me is like, do I just pick up a game that like maybe I'll just wait until like whenever I'm done with this, maybe the game that doesn't win the poll, one of them I just play on my own or something. I don't know. But I'm like, no, I'm kind of missing, excuse me, I'm kind of missing not having like my own game, like to play on my own, like when I listen to a podcast or whatever, you know what I mean? Or alternatively, I could do more productive things with my time when I listen to a podcast, you know? That's also an option. Productivity Ew. I might treat myself whenever the Steam winter sale becomes more of a thing. I might consider doing a tiny little spree for myself, a little shopping spree, and just like get myself something. The thing is, like, most stuff I just want to stream it, you know what I mean? So there's that. Okay, I am gonna take a little break now. I might make myself a little latte or something. So that my throat hurts a bit. It's been like 5 days since I've streamed, so my throat hurts a little bit. Hey, clever retort not found. Welcome on in. How's Time Loop Hell going? I saw it with one R to be funny. Okay, cool. Welcome on in. It's been nice. It hasn't been very hellish. I hate repetition, so I'm super glad that this game has the ability for you to skip stuff that you've already done and all of that stuff. So it's actually been very, very lovely. This game, I feel like, matches really well with my humor code. This game, the combat is very simple, very great premise. So I'm really, really enjoying it. I hope that I'm assuming you have played this or are currently playing this. Yeah, it's like the finale of an RPG, but like but you only get to experience the finale, so there's like a little bit of a history that you kind of like every character has a history with each other that you don't fully know, but you kind of get to know through context clues and stuff like that. It's a very neat idea. But yeah, it's my first playthrough, so I don't want to know anything about it. No spoilers, no hints, no nothing unless I ask. So yeah, I'm really, really enjoying it. However, I have already been streaming for a couple of hours and I haven't taken a break yet. So I'm going to take a short little break while some ads play, and I'm going to make myself a little latte. I recommend y'all do the same. Grab a snack, grab a drink, stretch if you've been sitting down for a while. Stretch your body, walk around a little bit if you can. And all that fun stuff. Yes. Exactly. Just enter a parallel universe. It's fine. That's fine. Just do that. All right, BRB. I'm sorry I'm going on a break as you came in. Clever retort, but it was just bad timing. I apologize for that. But I'll be right back. So I'll see you soon. Stay tuned. All right. Thank you for waiting. I have my latte. I have acquired my decaf latte because I just needed a warm drink, you know. But I hope y'all are doing well on this Wednesday. I remembered what day it was. I didn't have to hover over my calendar to see it. No, I did not. Hi, Piss. Hi, Pister. So good to see you, Percy. How are you? Hi, Pister. XOXO. XOXO Gopis girl. Yep. That's how I read the meme for the first time. I was like, Gopis girl? I was like, yes, Gopis girl. So we love that. We love that about me. I missed y'all. So there's that. I hate that we were apart for 5 whole days. I don't know what it was. I got like, not anxious, but I got like overwhelmed on Sunday. Like I didn't know what to stream. I was like, oh, I don't know. So I just didn't do it. And then obviously Monday and Tuesday was Girl the Strike. So I wasn't gonna do it. So yeah. But I'm gonna stream a ton. I'm planning on streaming a few days this week to make up for the lack of streams. You're now speaking to the SMM for the USA East Coast Division of Better Foods Inc. Girly Pop. Yeah, I know all of the words. I know exactly the meaning to all of them. One of the biggest fast casual dining eatery owners and investors in the world. And that's what you missed on P. What? Social media. Oh, okay, Miss Ma'am. A mirror. You and your allies are reflected in it. That's a big mirror. Oh, we knew what to expect, so we look like we're expecting it this time. You and the picture are finally reunited. Cute. I got catapulted to a corporate job. We love to see it. Congrats. Now that you can see the key, you pick it up. The smiling key. Cool. We're currently catching up to where we were in the time loop of it all. So don't mind me, I'm just like catching up, you know, I'm just like doing what needs to be done. Yeah. Like, don't worry about it. Getting paid to respond to angry customers with gifts of salad. I love that for you. I love that so much. Or like people getting upset at something and you being like, I'm sorry you feel that way. I love it. Wait a goddamn minute. They do a little pose whenever they attack. Like, I feel like I've seen it in the corner of my eye. But like, not really. You know what I mean? So I just saw Cypher do like... And I was like, wait a minute. I guess I wasn't paying that much attention. I've reached my happy place. I'm sorry you felt your $2 salad wasn't the best thing you've ever eaten, Heather. Sad face. Aww. Or those types of tweets where people are like, someone spat on my plate, dropped the plate on my hands, broke 2 of my nails, like a whole like essay, right? And then the corporate response is like, I'm sorry that happened to you. Please feel free to reach out to us via DM. We can offer you a 10% discount on your next, you know, whatever. And it's always so funny to me. A dog and its owner. Doggy. A book about croissants. Wait, save them. You slap your hand right on Mirabelle's mouth. Oh! Huh? You shake your head at her and remove your hand. What the crab? What? I wasn't going to say anything bad. I was just going to say that it's that this torch over there is wonderful, right? The design of it is very nice, I suppose. Mirabelle gives you a grateful smile. You give her a thumbs up. Oh, your glove now has a trace of lipstick on it. Oh, lipsticked gloves. Did mine smudge? She looks as perfect as always. You shake your head. Sorry about your gloves then. I shouldn't have skipped that because I have no idea what this means. There. Odile absent-mindedly pats Isabeau's shoulder. What? It's a cooking book. A chain on the table, probably for a pendant. You pick it up. I have a massive chain. No, can I not put it on the pendant that we got? No, I thought that was a thing we could do. I'm the DM, please reach out. Pleek. Pleek. Did I watch a 3-hour recap of Glee last night? Yes, I did. Did I need to do that? Absolutely not. No, I did not. I watched the full series. Why did I need to watch it? It's interesting to see what someone else thinks about it, right? Someone frozen in time. Oh, that's earrings. Isabeau is pointing at a dark earring with the same design as the person from before. Same earring. The partner. And they only have one earring. We have to give them the earring and a note that they can find each other. Calm down, you two. Sorry. This is just so romantic. We're doing this. We're helping. Cipher in the earring, please. Stunned, you give Mirabelle the earring. Isabeau, I have it. Wait, where should we put the note? Spear the note to their ear with the earring, maybe? Note earring. Note earring. They make a note earring telling the frozen person where to meet their partner. They look a little silly with their nice earring and a piece of paper attached to their ear. I'm getting a little emotional over here. Me too. I hope they'll find the note and get to meet. Considering how the note is attached to their ear, I think they'll notice. They look silly. Looking silly is nothing in the face of true love. Isabeau, you're so right. Wow. Love wins. Hashtag love wins. Yeah. Because I've also been fixating, so yes, we did. Yes, we can. I got the lumpy clay. Was it Mike's Mike? Was that the video you watched? Cause those were the videos I watched. All 3? But he only did 2. I only saw 2. Was there a 3rd? His video on season 1 through 3, it was so good. It was kind of similar to how Glee was so good seasons 1 through 3. I love that little idea of like the I think he only did 2. He did a video on season 1, 2, and 3, and then he did a second one with seasons 4, 5, and 6. I love the little idea of like the CD things that he would like put on the board. He didn't do it for the second half. To be fair, seasons 4, 5, and 6 were not worth all that work. But he did one on Scream Queens. He just did the pilot though. So I saw that. And I saw he did a collab with someone else whose name I don't remember about the Hunger Games. They talked about like all 4 movies. It was like a 2-part thing, and I watched that. So yeah. That was cool because I just recently finished all of the Hunger Games. I just finished Mockingjay Part 2 the other day. So I was like, oh, work. Oh, work. Okay, thoughts on the Hunger Games actually. Can we talk about it? We can because I'm the one in charge. Oh, is the world rewriting itself? Actually, now that the paper mache hands are gone, there's some tonics in here. Oh, the world is rewriting itself. You have many thoughts. Okay, so I haven't seen the new one, right? Which is the prequel. Fun fact, I own all the books because Mama Ruby loves it. She read all of them. I only read like 1.5 books. So I haven't so I've seen the first, well, I've read the first book. I only read like half of Catching Fire or something. Not even half, I feel. But anyway, love. Catching Fire specifically is so fucking juicy. Aww, Mirabelle's role model, frozen in time. Catching Fire is so fucking good. One thing that the movies did one thing better than the movies. They got rid of Fulvia, and they gave us Queen Effie. Wasn't Effie in the book too? Oh, that's my room. Oh yeah, the room. Mirabelle's dresser. Don't even think about it. It would be rude to look inside, so you don't. Is that your bed? Yes. What gave it away? It smells fruity, just like your name. Mirabelle Plums. My roommate gifted me some Mirabelle Plums scented soap a while back. She may never clean her room, and she may keep me from sleeping by muttering formulas to herself in the middle of the night. But she does give great gifts. Some flavors, some flowers Mirabelle is trying to grow. I'm trying to grow them out. They haven't died yet. Okay, cool. She was, but it was a minor role, so they combined both. Oh, work. Yeah, Elizabeth Banks ate. She munched, she crunched, she destroyed it. It was so good. And I also have a I have a vague understanding that Effie was really, like, Katniss hated her. And she was really obnoxious and annoying, and I feel like the books kind of humanized her a little bit. The movie, I mean. So that was cute. Let me give you a tidbit you may not know. District 12 is where Cat Piss is from where my state was. West Virginia. Oh, really? They went and did Rita Repulsa. She went and did I can't read. Yep. She's Rita Repulsa. Yes. Hunger Games was huge in West Virginia because of it. Really? That's interesting. I don't know. I feel like I wasn't super aware that the districts were inspired by the US. I just didn't, I guess I didn't think about it. Housemated. It's a closet. You open it. There's an angry key. Thank you. No time. No time. Only keys. The districts are US post World War III. Damn. Soon. Hey, fly. You know what I love about the Hunger Games is that it's dystopian, but it's like it doesn't feel that far removed from something that could happen. You know what I mean? I feel like the Squid Game, the Squid Game series was like a more realistic quote unquote version, because it was like, you know, a black market sort of thing, and you know what I mean? It was like underground shenanigans happening. So I'm just saying, I feel like, you know, because the thing about it is like, what I think about when I think about the Hunger Games, I think like, oh, that's ridiculous. But then at the same time, like, you turn on like Survivor, and it's like people on the verge of fighting for their lives. You know what I mean? For like a check, right? Essentially. And over here, for example, on Big Brother, they do things like, oh, like everyone has to sleep outside for a week. So, you know, nobody, like everyone has to, you know, wash themselves like in like with cold water, or like with like a fucking, like, not a mug, but you know what I mean? Like that, and the way that Katniss washes herself in the movie, stuff like that. Or like, oh, you're gonna get limited food and all this stuff. And it's like, okay, we're literally watching people being like played with and fucked with for entertainment, and then they put themselves through it for money because we live in a rotten capitalistic society. And also I'm pretty sure I read something, and I have no idea where this was. I have no sources for this. But wasn't that basically a thing in the US where like rich white people would basically get, from what I remember, this was a thing that happened, like, I don't know how long ago, but it was a thing that happened where, like, rich white people would, like, basically have primarily black people basically cage fighting, basically to the death. Like, wasn't that, like, an actual thing that like rotten rich white people literally did? So it's like, we're not that far away from the Hunger Games. We really aren't. It still happens in the South. Damn. I agree, Fly. We're basically there. Because like the stuff in Congo with like them having like children literally gathering like all these minerals and all this shit for people to have like a new iPhone. Ooh, new iPhone. Like, it's fucked up. It's very fucked up. Oh God. I also think that is very common. It's just not under threat of life. It's surviving economically in a capitalistic society. Yeah. Yeah. Which, you know, for many, many people, they are literally fighting for their lives every day. There is no ethical consumption under capitalism. Rest easy, I guess. Oh my God, I fucking hate that quote. Because that quote is supposed to be like, you know, like, try not to, like, you... That infuriates me. Because we all know what that's supposed to mean. And people use it for like, oh, I want to play the new Harry Potter game. Well, there's no ethical consumption under capitalism. Bitch, you don't have to play a fucking video game, turns out. Ugh, that pisses me off so much, bitch. When people are like, oh my God, I want to stream the new Kim Petras album. And people are like, wait, doesn't she work with like an alleged abuser? And people are like, there's no ethical consumption under capitalism. I don't know what you're talking about. Like, there's a difference between being like, oh, I have to shop at like Amazon, even though Amazon is a nasty company. I have to buy things from there because they're the only things I can afford, for example, right? It's like us buying clothes from like a company that we know is shitty, but it's like, well, I either buy this or I don't have a t-shirt to wear. You know what I mean? So it's like, that's, you know, where you would apply like, you know, ethical consumption under capitalism. It's like, I get it. We only have so many options. We can only afford so many things. I get it. But being like, ooh, I want to buy like, I don't know, I want to buy a phone every year. Ooh, how fun is that? It's like, it's not fun. Well, there's no ethical consumption under capitalism anyway. It's like, I feel like it's just a way for people to just do whatever they want and not have a care in the world. And that's not what it's supposed to be, you know? Becky just trying to blame someone for her behavior, literally. Exactly. Not mining blood diamonds are taking away human rights. Right. Exactly. It's like, for example, you make a living off of like making YouTube videos and Twitch streams. We all know the Twitch, Amazon, YouTube, Google, evil, demonic. However, you know what I mean? Like, we don't have much of a choice, or like, that's what we have to do, what we have to do to survive. So it's like, that's one thing. It's another thing to like actively go out of your way to do something just because, you know? Stop. Sorry, ladies. I will never blame marginalized people for buying certain products, especially if that's all they can do. Right, exactly. It's like, even the thing, it's like, you know, obviously there's a boycott right now on like McDonald's and stuff like that, but it's like, if all you can afford is McDonald's or else you're gonna starve to death, nobody wants you to starve to death. You know what I mean? That's like the thing. It's like, whatever you do, like, just to get through the day, like, but it's another thing to go out of your way to get Starbucks, you know what I mean? Because, like, that's not, you don't need that to get through the day, you know what I mean? So it's two different things. But again, obviously we're boycotting McDonald's, we're boycotting all of that stuff, but I'm just saying there's quote unquote exceptions. You guys get it. Try to read what's written. You cannot read what is written above the lock. Just trying to read this makes my head hurt. Makes my head. Is it just change? Worth a try. If it's not blood, throw it in the mud. Ew. Ew. Hate that. Stop. Not Republican Jesus. Don't even get me started on the religious bullshit of it all. Ooh, I'm getting hot. I'm getting hot and bothered. Not the born again Christian woman. Girl, remember Girlicious? 2 out of 4 of them are born again Christians. I'm so tired. The way I'll never get a Girlicious reunion because 2 out of 4 are born again Christians. I hate it here. You know what it is? You know, one thing though, like, I feel for them because you know shit is bad when someone leaves the entertainment industry and they become like a born again Christian type of deal. So it's like, I can only imagine the stuff that they may have gone through. So it's like, I can't, you know what I mean? Like, I can't sit here and be like, oh, but it is sad. The cell phones and the 5G. What if they said Girlicious after taking communion, please? Not makes the kids soft-headed. Please. Oh my god. So every time there's some sort of like family gathering, there's always someone who gets into like a conspiracy theory moment. And the latest one that I had to witness and go through was the Simpsons stuff of like, they know, that's their way of telling us. And I have to be the one to be like, well, they also predicted a lot of stuff wrong. They just throw shit out there and hope, and like, it's just funny jokes. They're just throwing things out there. It's like, no, they're like warning us. Like, no, girl, they're just writers. They're just writing things. Like, nobody could have predicted that Donald Trump would actually be a president. They were just making a joke. They were just like, haha, isn't that funny? And then some people said, you know what? That's a great idea. Like, no. You can't know what's under wraps unless you're a stone cutter. What? But then those are the same people that ignore facts and science, and you know what I mean? It's like, they will literally sit there and be like, COVID is a they'll sit there and be like, COVID isn't real. But then they believe that the Simpsons are warning us about the future. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? It's like, what? It's like you're trying to fill you're trying to fill the holes that, you know, you don't have all the answers to life. And so you're finding answers in conspiracy theories, but then you ignore facts and science. Like, okay, that's interesting. That's so interesting that you would do that. You know? Oh, we should have been using paper all this time. It's from a Simpsons episode about their version of the Illuminati, the Stonecutters. There's a line in the song We Do that says, "Who keeps the Martians under wraps? We do, we do." It's what reminded me of work. Work. I love the Simpsons. I haven't seen the Simpsons in very long. I feel like I used to watch it more often. But then they believe in Jesus. Yeah, right, right. It's interesting. I do believe the cognitive dissonance of not believing in COVID but believing in Simpsons predictions. I'm not joking. Like, I wish I was exaggerating too, but like, it's like conspiracy theory central and just like an unraveling of like bullshit. And I don't have to just sit there, so I don't. Like, I will actively be like, well, that's not confirmed. Well, that's not true, Ellen. Like, you know what I mean? But is it exhausting? Yes. Yes, it is. I'm making a shirt that says Bart Simpson gave me COVID. Please buy my merch. I'm too sexy to be poor. Please. You know what it is, Fly? I think it's people. I personally think it's people who feel like wronged by society and like the system and all of it. And they only see like corruption in politics. They only see war. They only see they see all of these things, and they think that there has to be some logic to it. Like, of course, like, you know, there has to be some sort of conspiracy. Like, someone is behind this. Someone is pulling the strings all along in the background. You know what I mean? So I think it's their way of somewhat coming to, of like, I guess, finding some sort of peace in like all of the chaos that happens. So they're like, well, in their minds it's like, oh, COVID doesn't make any sense, so of course it was planted by the government, and to like, you know what I mean? It's just like all these things. So it's, you know, it's funny because then you ask them simple questions. Like, I remember one time I was talking to a family member and I was like, and they were like talking about how COVID was fabricated in China in laboratories to for their benefit. And I was like, you know that they haven't recovered financially since, right? You know that they had a huge like financial hit after COVID because of those things that you just specified, of like people thinking they like created it in a lab, or like blaming them for all of it and all of that stuff. And like, you know that I was like, you know that all of them, you know that they took a financial hit because of that, right? Like they didn't benefit from it. And they were like, oh well, big pharma did, or like whatever. And it's like, like, you know, I don't think they want a global pandemic to exist so that they can make more money. Like, I don't think that's something that they want. It's like, well, like it's or like, well, they want people to be sick enough that they depend on them in a way. But I don't think a global pandemic is on anyone's schedule of like, girlies, you know what we're gonna do to maximize sales? Because let's be honest, a lot of these big pharma companies, they already make so much money. Like, it wouldn't be beneficial for them to be like, oh shit, we have to come up with this thing all of a sudden. It's like, you know what I mean? I don't know. Especially because, like, I don't know. More like plandemic because it was planned, not this. I'll say this. If the pandemic was planned, we all know that Donald Trump would be the worst fucking actor, and he would, like, you know what I mean? Because you know that man wouldn't be able to keep any secrets. So you know he would have been like, no, we already have like the cure, and someone would be like, what are you talking about? You're like, we actually have vaccines in the back. They were like ready like 5 months ago because like we planned this. You know what I mean? It's like so silly. Whoa, wrong way, Stardust. Oh fuck, really? No, I don't want to loop again. What the hell is this? Is this a clue? No, it's just someone's unfinished poem. Let's finish it for them. Do we have time? Do we have time to do this right now? Peel an orange open. Orange juice comes out. Oh, gems. Peel an orange open. The person who wrote this is the orange, right? That seems to be the only interpretation, yeah. Okay, so I die. Very literal. Very nice. Blood oranges? Something with that. Something bloody but poetic. I haven't heard a single food idea yet. Or a good idea yet. Excuse me. Madame, do you have something then? No. Yeah, leaving us young people to do the job. I get it. Sif, your turn. Peel an orange open. It gets very appealing. Cyphered. You take a bow. No one except Isabeau claps. Work. Ooh. There's a note with the word open phrase 1, 2, 3 written on it. You look at it for a while longer. Is that an open phrase for something? That sounds very safe and not at all silly. Okay, we found something. So that's good. There's a space between two books like someone removed it. Ah, Bonnie seems to be reading it intently. It has a very striking cover of Voodoo clay figurine with large sunken eyes and a screaming mouth. You can't read the title. You're curious. What do you have here? Bonnie hides the book in their pocket. Nothing. It's nothing. Nothing at all. Sure. Okay. Shut up. It's fine. I'm fine. Stop looking at it. Stop looking at me. Shut up. Here, take this book instead. Bonnie shoves a book at you. Sneezing. How to expulse bad thoughts. Wow. You find an anthology of horror stories. On the cover, a handsome young man looks into the night fearfully but longingly. Ooh, Mira, looks like the kind of books you like, yeah? Horror books. This one looks massive. What's this one? That's the handsome young man falling into beautiful, heartbreaking madness horror anthology. Whoa, Mirabelle's yelling made you jump. Did someone in the house have it all this time? Did someone keep it from you? What was it anyway? It's a full anthology all about pure-hearted boys being subjected to awful monsters in horror situations. Seeing them screaming in fright, I cannot help but root for them and at the same time be happy I'm not in their situation. There's something lovingly touching about those tales, something wonderfully hopeful. I cannot help but read them and pray for their survival. So, do they usually survive? Or do the monsters catch them? Well, 50-50? What? But also, the catharsis that fills my whole being when they get caught, there is something very wonderful about that too. Yup, that I know how to pronounce that. Catharsis. Schadenfreude. Don't worry about it, Bonbon. I too am lost. It's very cool. Very moving. Makes me feel like I went on a run. And also sometimes the heroes end up bonding with the monsters too. What? Oh, romance. I understand the romance part. I understand all those parts actually. Any books you'd recommend? Absolutely. I'll lend you some of my favorites once we finally escape a horror tale of our own, I suppose. I'm looking forward to it. Oh, we got a bit of lore here. That's cute. Unfortunately, I'm gonna have to loop again. Damn. Not the tinfoil conspiracy theories. You dreamt you were eating a samosa as big as your head. You're hungry. Okay, let's go. I'm ready. Damn, I'm gonna have to find all those keys again. That's unfortunate. Wait, I think we have to go to the left first. I literally just did this and I don't remember. Yeah. Yeah, anyway. All of that to say, I hate conspiracy theories. I used to sometimes, like, especially like when it came to like Illuminati stuff, I used to read some of it because I thought they were fascinating, and I always took them with a grain of salt because, like, obviously, like, you know. But all of the fun of it gets kind of sucked away when you interact with someone who believes that kind of stuff. Not necessarily Illuminati, but you know. Suddenly there's no fun. There's no fun to it once there's people who actually kind of believe that kind of stuff, and you're like, oh. So now we have to have a conversation on, you know, not believing science and not trusting the news and all this stuff. And it's like, okay. Don't get me wrong. Don't get all of your news from one source. You know what I mean? So it's like, if you typically get your news on Twitter, maybe also look up like other websites to see like what kind of stuff is being said and if everything kind of matches up and all that stuff, like critical thinking and all that, right? But like, you know, don't look at it and be like, that's not true. Because it's like, also, how would you know? Okay, we're getting the keys. We're not going back there. I hate that I got that wrong. But we did get the... now we know how to open the other door, so that's cool. It wasn't all for naught. Oh shit. Okay. Slade. Oh no, Bonnie. Bonnie missed. Oh, glad I healed. Isabeau, get him. Slade. We need paper. Perfect. Do we get healed when we're... Yes. No. No, we don't. Completely recovers one ally's HP. Perfect. Yup, yup, yup. Okay, it's still locked. Can I do anything about this? Nope. Me trying to slither away. I have no idea what that conversation is, to be honest. I don't remember, and I'm too lazy to like reread all of it. Anyway. I have no idea what to talk about. What are y'all up to? What are y'all doing? I don't know. I just want to catch up to where we actually make some progress. I know we are making progress. I know. But it doesn't feel like it right now. Ooh. Damn. I think we can also just escape from battle, so we don't have to. But like, you know, we can also get experience. That's not bad. So I don't mind doing that. Ooh, have y'all seen any of the Amanda Bynes TikTok content? I've only seen one of her videos. And I forget what it was about, but she's been popping up on my thing and I'm like, girly, are you okay? Because she was also in a very similar situation as Britney with like, I think her family got her into a conservatorship or something of that effect. So I'm like, what's going on? I'm always very suspicious, you know? But at some point, it's also like some of these people are just trying to live their lives, and it's like to constantly get a like, oh, they don't look okay, or like, are they okay, or what's going on, or they're not free, or they're, you know, like all the, again, like conspiracies that kind of sometimes comes with all of that is like, it must be very annoying to navigate, I guess. No, leave me alone. It's like one of those weird... Open phrase 1, 2, 3. Nothing happens. Worth a try. Oh, work. That wasn't even a good... That wasn't even a good thing. We didn't even get it. That wasn't even the correct thing. Here I thought I made a little bit of progress. I don't think there's anything good in there. Mirabelle's role model. Yeah, what do you think? What do you think of the TikToks that you've seen, Percy? I remember I think I only watched one that was like shorter, so like I don't even remember what it was about. But then like I saw a couple others that popped up and I was like, you know what? I don't want to get invested in this. I was like, you know what? Because I think she's either promoting or like she's starting a podcast or something. So I was like, you know what, girl, you do your thing. I also didn't grow up with Amanda Bynes. Like obviously I feel like I've seen movies she was in, but like I don't have the same type of connection to her as like maybe people that watched like her show when she was on Nickelodeon or whatever. So yeah. Podcast equipment should be registered as a controlled substance. Oh my god. Yes. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Well, yes. At the same time, I do kind of miss having a podcast. To be honest, I do kind of miss having one, but there's some podcasts for sure out there. I've seen some where it's like, and it's so rotten. I've seen clips of them on TikTok where it's like, just like men who like invite girlies on their podcast and they like basically are like, you're wrong. You're wrong for doing OnlyFans and all this shit. And it's like, or like the debating podcast where it's like just a bunch of like alt-right dudes being like, so you believe that people should get abortions? And it's like, and they're like, yeah. It's like, and the guests are like, yeah. I do actually. They're like, so you want to take guns away? Like, what's up with that? It's wild. And to me, those podcasts are a problem, but I think the bigger problem to me is when I go to those comment sections and I see that people agree with them, when people are like supportive of them, like shit, all that shit, and I'm like, no, why? Where's the common sense? Where's the, like, I don't get it. God, not the body count. Same thing with those like nasty like people on the streets like interview sort of things on TikTok. Like I only watch, every once in a while I watch that F slur in like Times Square, not Times Square, Central Park, because he's the only one who's like nice and respectful and like supportive of the girlies. But I hate anything that's like, what are you listening to right now? Or like, oh, like, don't even, pranks, no. Nasty, rotten, disgusting. Billy Eichner, yeah, girl. No, but I also mean like those, like, well, I guess they're technically a product of him. But like those dudes that are like, how would you rate me out of like 10? And the girl, I love when the girlies go like a 2. Like I love when they humble them because they think that they're so hot just because like they go to the gym or whatever. And I love when every once in a while there's a girly that shows up and is like, you're like a 2. But then the comments for those videos are like, well, she's fucking ugly. Like, oh, she doesn't even know what a gym is. Like, people are so gross. Or like men thinking that like that's all that women want is like, they all want a man who's like, who goes to the gym every single day and has like a 6-pack. And then when they're I guess confronted with the reality that people also like people with nice personalities, they're like, what? My muscles aren't good enough to you? It's like, what? Anyway. Oh god, not Sam Pepper. You know something else, and this is probably controversial with the F slurs, but I don't like that some people that are problematic are kind of getting their reputation rehabilitated. And I think immediately of like Trisha Paytas, who's done so many controversial things and rotten things over the years, and people will be like, but she's so iconic, but like she's so funny, but like, okay, so like she's basically allowed to do anything, I feel, because people will just be like, oh, but like she's iconic. Like she'll just say something funny on her podcast a week later and everyone just forgets what she said. You know what I mean? I don't understand. Like, I understand the appeal. Like, she does say some interesting things, but it's also like it's not even like that we shouldn't glorify the things that she says or whatever. It's just more like, I don't know. I don't know how to I don't know how to express myself. You know what I mean? It's almost like we're rewarding the ignorance. Because like, I feel like, especially these days, I feel like if we look at like a lot of people who are ignorant, but they're also very harmful, like I feel like she's not, if we were to compare them on a scale of like who's more problematic, who's more damaging, I feel like Trisha Paytas wouldn't be on that list right now. You know what I mean? Like, her ignorance is mostly just like, it's been harmless recently. So, you know, but it doesn't mean that it can't be. Is this the right way, please? My thing with Trisha is that she's not had a moment TM since she got pregnant. First, she's pregnant again. She has absolutely done some nasty shit, but she's tried to do better, and I'm all for giving space for improvement, but I'm not propping them up for bad behavior on the mere promise of change. Right. I am conflicted with her because I'm always waiting for her to just say some shit. You know what it is? It's like, she's from that generation of like the controversial creators, especially the ones that she used to surround herself with, like Shane, primarily Shane. And it's like, I feel like over the years, I feel like I've tried to always give her and even like Shane and a lot of other creators like that, like I try to give them chances of like, okay, no, they're better now. They're learning from their mistakes, and then there's always something. You know what I mean? There's always something. So I'm at a point where like, you know, like obviously her clips show up on my thing, and I'm always like, okay, whatever. But you know, I always know that at some point she's gonna do something. She's gonna say something, and it's gonna be people all over again, like, well, y'all knew she was problematic, like what were you expecting, you know, and all this shit. And it's like, you know, like I'm at a point where I'm like, I don't want to give those people any more chances. There's plenty of creators in the world on the internet that I don't have to give the same creators endless chances. You know what I mean? Because I don't want to, and I've been burned too many times. Oh, thank the stars you're back here. You try not to audibly sigh in relief. Key time. You insert the key into the keyhole and open the door. Whoa, isn't that the key you found in the classroom? If you didn't pick it up, Cypherin, wouldn't we be super stuck right now? Yes. Whew, we got lucky. We sure did. There was a piece of paper stuck to the door. Can I see? Mirabelle is looking at the note intently. It's the one that said to look inside of that kid's notebook to find the key, wasn't it? Are we going? Let's go, let's go. Ah, yes, let's get going. Oh, are they suspecting me? Oh no. I think that people deserve room for growth and education, but they're not owed endless chances and forgiveness. Right, it's like Trisha Paytas has done things that like people have like Trisha Paytas has done blackface. People have been canceled for good for doing blackface, and rightfully so. Pretty sure Trisha has said the N-word. She's still around. Trisha has she had a moment where she pretended to be trans. She had a moment where she pretended to have DID. Like that was 4 things off the top of my head. You know what I mean? And it's like, I'm sorry, like I can't, like you know, like when I was younger, I used to think a lot like, you know, she apologized, like okay, but like no, because there's always something. Stop, not that. I have to pee. Hold on, I have to pee. Oh. I'm back. Welcome back, y'all. We love our biracial trans queen, please. Not our own Rachel Dolezal. You know what I was just thinking about? I was just thinking about Ethan. That dude that is that basically covers a lot of like the controversial girlies and all this stuff. And how I knew, like I didn't know exactly what, but I knew of him for being like controversial himself in the past and all this stuff. And over recent years, he has been covering a lot of like I said, like the controversial. Yes, it's like H3 Productions, something like that. And so a lot of people over the last couple years, because he's been going against a lot of people who've been more controversial and all this stuff, a lot of people were like, yeah, they've rehabilitated themselves, they've educated themselves and all this shit, right? Then the current conversations about the occupation in Palestine have been happening, and guess whose side of the coin they're supporting? They're supporting Israel. So it's like the thing that we were just talking about with like Trisha, it's like I feel like with some of these people, it's like there always ends up being something. You know what I mean? Like there's always something. It's like I feel like even yeah, you don't have to ask me to spill tea in the chat, but like I feel like what ends up happening is like all of these people who are controversial and all this stuff, like the Jeffree Stars of the world and like Shane Dawson and like James Charles, all these people at one point or another, they kind of garner support because they go against someone who's being more hated in that moment. So for example, I feel like Trisha gained a lot of momentum after she went after Colleen. Obviously, Colleen, rotten, whatever. But also, you know, it's like Trisha has her own problems. They're not comparable, obviously, but it's like, I think people end up picking sides because I feel like all these controversial people end up almost like lining themselves up with like, oh, that person is bad, that person is worse than me. That's basically what they're saying, right? So it's like people almost divert the attention of like, yeah, controversial person is on the right side of history this time, so they must be better. And then it's like a couple years later something else happens. You know what I mean? I feel like that's the cycle that I've witnessed. I have to ask for the drama. You remember the Ethan versus Trisha thing in Frenemies, right? I only know, I don't know anything specific, but I know like from what sometimes pops up on my TikTok. Wait, over there, isn't that a bathroom? Seems so. A bathroom. Oh, he squirms uncomfortably. Better make a small detour to the bathroom. Oh, that's the bathroom. I thought we were talking about that. Like that's the bathroom. This is the bathroom? Bathroom. Bathroom. So, does anyone need to go? Raise your hand. Just so you know, if you do need to go, when they make books about this moment, I'll be sure to mention how we needed to stop for a bathroom break. A few people raised their hands. You might as well go too. Alright, let's meet back here once everyone's done powdering their nose. You close the bathroom stall door. You don't really need to go, but there's something you need to do away from everyone. Oh? Alright, so the story that Ethan and his wife told us how unhinged Trisha was and how awful she was in regards to Judaism, etc. Because Trisha was with Hila's brother Moses. Pause. Isn't she still with him? Isn't he the baby daddy? Like, aren't they together or something? Okay, yeah. Okay, let me read the full fucking thing before I ask questions. Well, Trisha's father of her 2 kids and husband is Moses, Hila's brother, and those two have been vocal about their support of Palestine, which makes me wonder if she was ever as unhinged as Hila claimed, since Hila is supporting literal genocide. Right. It's fucking wild. I haven't seen full videos or anything. I just see clips that people take and they post on TikTok of like, and sometimes I don't even watch them. I just like read a couple comments and I just see the description. I'm like, you know what? I don't need to watch this person, you know. But yeah, I feel like, you know what it is? I think with Trisha, it's very easy to say that she's unhinged and she's wild and she's feral and she's like, you know what I mean? I feel like it's very easy to just say that and people will believe it. You know what it is? I think I was also just thinking about it. A bathroom break really makes you think. I was also just thinking about how Trisha's probably been a little bit more careful now because I feel like she feels there's probably a bigger weight of like having a consistent paycheck because she has a kid to support versus like just doing stuff to like get views or to just do stuff that is like trendy or whatever. You know what I mean? I feel like that's probably why she's been a little more careful, because she's probably like, oh, like I need to have my shit together because my kid needs to eat, you know? That's how they got rid of her. She's been properly medicated since she got pregnant the first time, and it's nice to see her not be consistently in some shit. Right. I hope for the best for her, honestly. Like, I hope that she's fine. I hope that she will never have another controversy. You know what I mean? But I don't feel good being like, oh yeah, she's been great, because that's always what happens, and then they do something and it's like, well, And then it's like even more shit resurfaces and you're like, oh my god, I didn't even know about that, you know? You fist bump the air and whisper yell, yes, 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 under your breath. Yes, you're all doing it. You're all getting so close to the king, and it's all thanks to you and this blessing. Whoever, whatever blessed you with this, thank you, you think. Whether it's the universe, the change god, that tree, the stars, the moon, anyone, thank you. Ah, stars, can you imagine if you only had one life? You'd have died right at the start. And if not, then one of you might have been frozen in time forever by touching one of those tears because you're all a bunch of curious clowns. But you have this power, this craft. You'll never die for good. You'll always be able to start again. I wonder, nobody confirmed this or deny this, but this is reminding me of Life is Strange. That thing of like, oh, you can go back in time, but then there's always going to be a situation where you can't. So I feel like there's going to be a moment. I wonder if we're going to have to sacrifice ourselves for the sake of the group. I feel like there's going to be something. I feel like we're being set up here with like this whole thing of like, we'll never die for good. It's going to be great. I feel like there's going to be a thing where like something happens that's like very bad. Or like we're gonna have to sacrifice ourselves and this power for the sake of the world. I feel like some shit is gonna happen. Again, nobody confirm or deny this, but that's how Sue sees it. Okay. That's my thing. A part of my heart, that part that has went full monster when I've not been properly medicated, feels for some parts of her, not all but some, and I truly hope this is a genuine change she's made for her kids. I don't expect it to last, but I hope. Right, I hope so. Yeah, exactly. You quietly jump in place with a big grin on your face. 1, 2, 3, 4 jumps. You jump a final time out of breath and try to take a deep breath in and out. Whew. All right, you're so close to the king you can almost taste it. You need to stay focused. Or do you? You can always loop back, start over, make sure nothing bad happens to you or the people you care about. The king will never know what hit him. I wonder if the king will be aware of this. I wonder. Nobody fucking tell me. No, one thing. This could be an Undertale situation and the king at the end might be like, oh, you looped like 100 times, so I'm going to be like level 100 and I'm going to beat your ass. Like, I wonder if there's going to be some sort of consequence. I'm so excited to get to the end of this. You fist bump the air one final time for good measure. You exit the bathroom. All right, everyone refreshed? Noses powdered up? Bodies emptied? Emptied. Haha, emptied. Zah, she's asking if you pooped. All refreshed, nose powdered, and bodies emptied over here, madame. Cyphrin? You nod. Good. Let's get going then, shall we? I love that we had a little bathroom break. That's very cute. It makes sense. We're in a house. We did already come across a bathroom. And we didn't do all of this. Well, I thought there'd be something in this room, but it is a crabbing dead end. Language, but there is an intact statue of the change god over there. Isn't it the first we've seen in the house? It is. Their face obscured, their silhouette shrouded, their expression hidden. An intact statue of the change god stands before you. Oh, they're praying, I'm assuming. Everyone is lost in thought, most likely sending their wishes to the change god. Join them? Fuck! When I went back into town, I forgot that there was a statue I could have raised my stats. Yes, I'll join them. Better than nothing. You wish for victory. Victory! I don't know what that was. I give her no pass. I make no excuse, and none of what I did was anywhere near as egregious as her stuff. But I know what it's like to truly be out of control of your mind and body, and it makes me worry about anyone who's ever dealt with that. It's scary. Yeah. Gabby Hanna immediately comes to mind. I have no idea like the extent of how problematic she's been, but I immediately think of that. And how like she almost like inadvertently documented like a psychosis period of her time. So it's like, yeah. I have empathy. I have empathy for Trisha, and I hope that she's better, but I'm not gonna sit here and be like and like stan her. You know what I mean? Huh? You're holding something. You're holding the key knife? Siphon? What are you holding there? A knife. Did the change god give it to us? Huh? No, it can't. I think they did. With it, we can... What? Yeah, exactly. Empathy is not an excuse. Like, I'm empathetic, but I'm like, you know, I'm not gonna give you money and support you in any way. It's almost like, you know, I've never been in a relationship, but I would assume it's like a relationship that you'd have with an ex. It's like, I'm aware that you exist. I have empathy for maybe the love that we've had. And I don't wish you necessarily bad things unless they're terrible, but you know what I mean. But, you know, you live your life and I hope we never cross paths, kind of thing, you know? What the? That's floor 3's entrance? The change god beamed us there. That's... Well, at least we don't have to backtrack. I'm not gonna ask questions. Thank you, Change God, for this boon. Thanks, Change God. Thank you. You and Odile look at each other and shrug. Thank you, Change God, or expressions, or whichever deity gave us this knife. Thank you. I'll take it, damn. Some, I was gonna say extraordinary things. That's not what I meant. What's the word that I want? Some supernatural things are happening. There you go. That's what I wanted to say. I wish my ex bad things. Okay, yes. So do I, for you. The gate stands in front of you. You know, I was wondering, like, the king clearly closed this door and put the tears on our way. In our way, but the locked doors, weren't they? Yes, we were wrong. They were most likely locked by residents of the house. When the house was attacked, no one knew what the king's powers were, so they must have thought locking him in would have been enough to stop him. But by that time, he'd already made sure Volgard would start slowly freezing in time. So... people in the house were trying to save Volgard at the risk of their own lives. But it was all for nothing. It did get in our way more than anything else, but there's no way they could have known. They tried, and yet the king, this once changed king, Belle, we should get going. I'm predicting there will be a strong sadness in the next room for you to cut into ribbons, Mirabelle. Okay. Aw. You get ready and slice the door. Let's have a kiki. Slice the door open. I'm so sorry. The key knife broke on impact. Maybe it wasn't sharpened enough. That's too bad. You're sure you could have found a use for it elsewhere. But at least the gate is open. Oh. It's turkey lurkey time. Another strong sadness. That's the second time turkey lurkey has been mentioned in my chat. Today. Another strong sadness. We should... Let's go, everyone. Mira. Yeah, what she said. Heh. Let Mirabelle blow off some steam. I'm afraid something will happen to her, though. Battle time it is. Oh, okay, we're fine. Oh. What? Oh. I have to attack the specific hands. I'll just do paper damage to all. I'm just gonna do stuff to all of them. Lowers enemy's defense. Oh shit. Oh, one enemy. No. Just attack all. Get it, Bonnie. Scissors. Let's do scissors to that hand. Let's scissor that hand. I'm assuming we have to do something about the hands, and then the main body will like react accordingly, depending on what we do. The big one is now vulnerable to rock attacks. Oh, so I probably should have focused my attention on one specific girly. Boost everyone's attack. Let's do that. Everyone's already fast. Let's do that to Isabeau. Fuck. No. Okay, let's lower the enemy's defense then. Let's heal. Uh, 50%. Yeah, let's heal. Keep healing. Let's slow down the enemy. I need to keep using rock. Okay, there we go. Damage to all. Oh shit. Oh no, Bonnie. Bonnie missed. Completely heals everyone's HP. Let's do that. We don't need to do that. Let's guard. We need to use rock, but we can't. Go, Isabeau, go. Wait, resist? What? Oh, I guess it's not immune anymore, but it's still resistant to it. Okay. That's interesting. Odile? Can you do rock now? Yes, you can. Ooh. Nice. The big one is now vulnerable to paper attacks. Even more vulnerable to paper attacks. Even more vulnerable to rock attack. Okay, cool. Not slows everyone down. Okay, Bonnie fixed that. Perfect. What should I do? Okay, it's only resistant to scissors. So let's do paper. Okay, it's now vulnerable to scissors. But okay, but we're just gonna do paper now. What do I have in my pocket? Boost everyone's attack. Yes, let's do that. We're gonna keep using paper. So you attack. Okay, this is going well. Big Paperina. Slade. Ooh, 7,000. Nice. Learn the craft skill Shining Life. Okay. Mirabelle just learned a new skill. Oh, thank change. I'll be able to help out more. What is it? Shining Life. You'll always remember this. When equipped, your housemaiden will be able to use Shining Life as a... Yes. It's a skill that revives a KO'd ally. Oh, work. Yes, we won. Let's have a kiki. Come on, everyone. Let's keep going. Mira? Or Mira? I think that's what that was. It's circular key time. Just came home. I am so sorry. When are we doing season 4 of Glee? That's the question. Ah! Someone this far inside the house? Who? Claude. No. Oh, is that... That's my roommate, Claude. Oh no, how could this happen? I hate my roommate. She's annoying and always bothers me for silly reasons, but I used to think she should have become a defender because she was always helping people and trying out weird experiments to solve their problems. And she would always help the head housemaiden with hers. Always trying new ideas to organize her desk, to help her finish tasks, to make sure she'd get some free time. She'd do it with a smug smile, saying it wasn't that big of a deal, that she'd do it for anyone, but if she knew that the head housemaiden was in danger, she would have ran anywhere, everywhere, so she could help her. Not only because the head housemaiden would have solved anything, would have beaten the king if she could, but because if Claude is this far into the house, she must have tried to stop the king herself so he wouldn't get to the head housemaiden. And so, if she's like this, He must have... I know that wasn't very... that wasn't good acting. I am so useless. You don't know what to say. You don't know what you should say. What can you say in a moment like this? Mirabelle gently wipes dust away from her roommate's brow. Now, come on, actor. Claude, if you can hear me, I'll be back for you soon. I promise. I love Mirabelle. Let's go. Also, like, the timing in which, like, the messages unlock, it gives you, like, the proper, like, pauses in, like the timing of, like, I don't know how to, like, the cadence of you saying it, like, it ends up being, like, determined by, like, the way that the text boxes, like, slowly stop, and then at some points they let go of a bunch, and, you know, it's really cool. Like, the pregnant pauses as well by giving you, like, an extra text window. Like, it's cool. Really neat. She was the one who was getting ready to make a bomb in Mirabelle's dorm room, wasn't she? She's holding something tightly in her fist. You kneel down. It's a small vial labeled secret ingredient. You got the secret ingredient. You put the vial in your pocket along with your souvenirs. Oh, a secret ingredient. Let's keep going. Belle, wait a sec. Mira, wait. No, I can't wait. We can't wait. We have to move on. Everyone's waiting for me. They can wait a little longer. Let's calm down, and I can't calm down. The head housemaiden. She's so close. I can feel her. I need to help her. She needs my help. Everyone in Valgard needs my help. Oh no. Girlie, you don't know what to do. She's upset. She's upset. You need to help. Mira. Do it with me, okay? Just like Sif does. Oh. Isabeau takes a deep breath in and out. Oh, they notice. They notice that we always do that after a battle. And Mirabelle follows a beat later. They breathe in sync together. Ah, that is a thing you do, yes. Whew. I'm okay. But Isabeau, you don't understand. The head housemaiden. I have to save her. The head housemaiden. She's such a wonderful person. She helped me out so much. I couldn't do anything before I came to the house. I could barely sew my own clothes. And she helped me. She taught me. I wouldn't be the person I am without her. And when the king attacked, she protected me. Everyone was being frozen in time around me. And the head housemaiden made sure I could escape. Made sure I lived. She gave me her blessing. Huh? Her blessing? Do you mean the power to survive the king's curse? But wasn't that... It wasn't the change god. The change god rarely does anything. Oh! The change god just pushes us to greater heights, but rarely helps us themselves. The key knife we got earlier, it was the first time I felt their help. But the head housemaiden crafted a blessing so I'd survive. So I'd save her. Save everyone. But why? Why would she... I don't know why. Why wouldn't she use it herself? Why didn't she save Valgard herself? Why didn't she give her blessing to someone else? I don't know. I don't know. She shouldn't have used it. Not on someone like... Do you think she was wrong? To make sure you'd survive? I'm glad you're here, Mira. I'm glad you're here with us. Don't leave us behind. We're here. We want to help you. Don't be silly and run off ahead. Everyone. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have run off ahead. It's okay, Mira. Now it's Madame Odile's turn to talk. What? But you were all doing so well. I want an emotional speech from you too, Madame Odile. Yeah, don't you see her tears? How can you say no to this face? To prove Isabeau's point, you make a grand gesture towards Mirabelle as if presenting a marvelous art piece. Isabeau does the same. Bonnie also joins in. Mirabelle laughs, wiping her tears. Ugh, okay, fine, please stop. Ugh. Okay. I think it's silly for you to wonder if you were the right choice this late in the game. You're the one that was chosen. You're the one that found the orbs. You're the one that made it this far. So we could spend our very valuable time wondering if so-and-so could have saved Valgard better. But we're here. You're here. And now the king is the only thing standing in our way. So you can have your little breakdown after we kick him where it hurts and spit on his grave. Oh! Damn. Iconic. Madame, that was very good. A little too dry, maybe. I'll give you an 8 out of 10 for effort. That's a passing grade, Dial. Shut up. What was that? Whose tummy is grumbling this time? Is it Odile's? Dial? You have a tummy? Of course not. Well, your not tummy seems hungry. Bonbon? Oh, I still have snacks. And they're ready now. Can you eat something, Belle? Yeah, I can try. Okay then, all of you, sit the crab down. Snack, 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 snacks. Okay. I have... I'll start with the worst one. Leftover samosas. From yesterday's dinner? Yeah, they're the ones I burnt. But I thought I should still keep them in case we get super duper hungry. Don't be mean to the burnt samosas, they were delicious. They really were. They're not the worst of anything. Hee. Okay, next one. I have... Ooh, palmiers. Palmiers. We all know palmiers. They're yummy, they're crunchy, they get crumbs everywhere. Moving on. And the last snack. Okay, I've never tried it before, but the smell hits you. Could it be malanga fritters? Eep! Whoa! Yeah! So, what do you think? I followed a recipe in a book. What are they? They're fried malanga and girauman? I am so sorry. Malanga is some sort of root and girauman is some kind of pumpkin. This smells heavenly. Oh stars, oh stars, oh stars. Sif's eyes are sparkling and they're drooling too. You wipe your mouth. You have to get them. So, which one do you guys? Malanga fritters, please. Yay! Bonnie hands you the delectable, yummy, wonderful malanga fritters. They might be your favorite fried food ever. Favorite food, period, baby. You want to eat them whole so badly, but you have to pace yourself. You bite into one slowly, shakingly. Whoa! They're so good, so good. You can't help but flail your arms around. Whoa! Cyphered, your face. That good, huh? Ew, gross. Cute. After eating your snacks, everyone's health has been restored. They're so cute. I love everyone. I'm sorry, everyone. Being upset now, I shouldn't have. I should have kept it together. Mira, it's fine. We're all different kinds of upset right now. It's a stressful day. Do you feel better now that you're eating? I do. Thank you, Bonnie. And I'm less upset now. More angry. At the king? Yeah. I feel more confident too. We'll definitely kick the king where it hurts. Ooh. And where's that, Mira? His silly crabbing butt. Yeah. You all laugh. You got a memory of butt kicking? You'll always remember this. When equipped, memory of butt kicking will make your housemate and revive one KO'd party member during a fight once? What? I'm assuming that's Mirabelle's. Memory of butt kicking. I love that. Yeah, it's worth it. Mirabelle will kick some butt by healing. That's cute. Yes, we're gonna save and we're gonna wrap things up for the day. We've made a lot of progress. We've made it to loop number 7. We've already put almost 20 hours into this game. It's been really fun. I hope you enjoyed today's stream. It's already been 4 hours since we started. I'm gonna try to aim for 4-hour streams often. So I hope that y'all are looking forward to that. Most likely, I'll be back tomorrow. If not, Friday. So stay tuned for that. We have an ongoing poll for what game I'll be playing next. So make sure to vote on what game you want me to do after this. If you haven't joined the Discord, you can do so. You can join it for stream updates, watch parties, all of that fun stuff. I'm currently, if you haven't voted, I also put on Discord in the suggestions channel. I've put a bunch of polls in there for watch parties. So I want to know like what day y'all want watch parties in, how often you want them, what time would be best for you. All of that fun stuff is in the suggestions section of Discord. So feel free to join if you haven't. Feel free to vote if you're already on it. If you would like, you can follow me on my socials. Nope. Social. Huh? I thought I had a socials command. Cool. Follow me on my socials. I'm at Project Ruby in most places, sometimes with an extra Y because the username was taken. What else? And yeah, I'll be back. I'm gonna be doing more in Stars in Time. Sometime soon, we're going to be doing the 2023... We're going to be doing like an ultimate 2023 K-pop tier ranking moment. So that should be fun. Season 4 Glee performance rankings coming soon as well. And we might do some one-off games also mixed in there. So yeah, stay tuned for all of that. And yeah, stay juicy, stay lovely. And I'll be seeing y'all probably tomorrow, definitely on Friday. So bye. See you then. Stay juicy. Ooh.